process to start amending Section 25 of the Constitution is back in focus. This will be done by an ad hoc committee that is due to meet to finalise its processes and a programme that will result in the amendment. This, of course, will allow for the expropriation of land without compensation. You're going to be talking about this a little bit more with your guests.
Indeed, Jane. Thank you very much. I'm joined by Dr. Matole Motsekga. He is the chair of that Ad Hoc Committee. Mr. Motsekga, thank you very much for making the time. So you're planning a workshop with yet more experts on land and the Constitution. Simple question, are you not delaying the process unnecessarily?
We are not delaying the process because this is not a party political meeting process. It's also not about the members of parliament. It's about South African society.
And we saw those consultations with ordinary South Africans playing themselves out last year. And can I just remind you and the South Africans of the processes that have been held in regard to this particular issue? You've had the Joint Constitutional Review Committee. You have had the Ad Hoc Committee on the amendment of Section 25. You've had the high-level panel on that was guided by the former President Kgalema Motlanthe. You've then also had the Presidential Advisory Panel. All of these, are you saying that there has been no conclusive expert analysis that would guide you to conclude your work?
We are going to take into account what went in before, but the difference this time is that we are going to gather the best legal brains in the country, and also we have new members of parliament. We want to make sure that we bring them into the fold and level the playing field so that when we address these issues, it's no longer about numbers, who is in the majority and who is in the minority, but what the best interests of South Africa are. Because Section 25 is part of the Bill of Rights, which is entrenched and is justiciable, and we don't want to have anything going wrong in the process.
Some will say, in fact, critics will say, this best demonstrates what is actually wrong with this country, and that is in regard to policy certainties. Investors are watching the space, and they're watching this not concluding anytime soon.
Investors who are well-meaning will understand that we have to take all our people on board so that the outcome is embraced by the people of South Africa as a whole, because this is a process of building a new socially cohesive nation.
When do you hope to conclude this process, Mr.
By the end of March.
That's
next
March,
year,
next year.
yes.
In the meantime, how do you think the President should reassure investors about this very process? Because, as you and I will agree, he is on this mission to try and woo investors to come into the country. But policies such as this one, which are critical for investors to come and invest, they simply hold him back.
I think well-meaning investors will believe the President when he says this process is in good hands and is taking all the people of South Africa, black and white, along. It's not going to divide the people, and the outcome will be an outcome that will be acceptable to all South Africans.
Dr. Matole Motsekga, thank you very much for making the time to come and speak to us.